She changed after meeting Yoo Yeon-seok. What exactly did Goo Ja Wook mean when he uttered those chilling words? Was it heartbreak speaking, or a hidden truth, finally clawing its way to the surface? Welcome to Red Carpet Revealed, where secrets unravel and silence is shattered. Tonight we dive deep into the untold story behind Chae Soo-bin, her mysterious transformation, and the ex-boyfriend who's finally ready to talk. Let the revelations begin. For years he said nothing. No press releases, no cryptic social media posts, no emotional interviews. While tabloids spun their stories and fans gossiped over blurred photos, Goo Ja Wook, the golden boy of Korean baseball, watched from the sidelines as the woman he once loved became someone he no longer recognized. But tonight that silence shatters. In an exclusive Raw interview with Red Carpet Revealed, Goo Ja Wook finally breaks his silence. No more half-truths, no more guessing. Just one sentence to start it all. She changed after meeting Yoo Yeon-seok. The room fell silent. Even our seasoned interviewer was momentarily stunned. Not because the name Yoo Yeon-seok was unexpected, but because of the way Goo said it. Not with anger, not even sadness. Just cold finality, as if the transformation of Chae Soo-bin was no longer a mystery to him. Only a memory. To understand the heartbreak that ripples through Goo's voice, we rewind to late 2018, a quiet year in the public eye, but a turning point in Goo Ja Wook's private life. That was the year the professional athlete and the rising starlet quietly began seeing each other. She was grounded, he recalls. Not like the people in my world or hers. She liked handwritten letters, early morning walks and watching cartoons instead of red carpets. Their romance, though unconfirmed, was an open secret among their inner circles. Staffers whispered about late-night calls, surprise visits to stadiums, even a shared apartment rental, under a cousin's name. Theirs was a love built on quiet understanding, not flashbulbs, but everything changed with one casting call. The drama, when the phone rings, was a ratings hit even before it aired. With Yoo Yeon-seok's mature charm and Chae Soo-bin's girl-next-door charisma, the series promised a storm of emotions, and it delivered. So did their chemistry on and off screen. At first I thought I was imagining it, Goo admits. But her tone changed. She became sharper, more ambitious. I didn't recognize the way she looked at herself in the mirror anymore. Goo describes a pivotal night in haunting detail, an unannounced visit to Chae's apartment, after she missed his calls for 3 days. She wasn't home. He waited. At 2:17 a.m., a black van pulled into the underground parking garage. She stepped out. Yoo Yeon-seok was behind her. They didn't look guilty. Goo whispers, staring at nothing. They looked real, like that moment wasn't new to them, like I was the one interrupting something already in motion. She didn't offer an explanation. She didn't even look surprised. Following that encounter, Goo Ja Wook disappeared from the public eye for months. Sports fans speculated, injury gossip sites guessed heartbreak. The truth was more devastating. He was grieving someone who was still alive, but unreachable. There was no fight, no screaming, just silence. He says, "I sent a final message. Is it him?" She never replied. But 2 months later, she left him a voicemail. And for the first time, Goo plays it aloud, letting us hear it too. "I didn't mean to hurt you. But I couldn't stay the same person anymore. He didn't take me from you. I walked away. Because I saw something in him, a version of me I never thought I could be." Her voice cracked on the last line. Then silence. This story, however, isn't just about a woman choosing one man over another. It's about transformation, about ambition, about how fame shapes people in ways even love can't undo. She didn't fall in love with Yoo Yeon-seok. Goo says quietly, "She fell in love with who she could be beside him. That's the part I couldn't compete with. He wasn't the rival, her future was." But then came the twist no one expected. According to Goo, a mutual friend told him 6 months later that Chae and Yoo were never officially a couple. Their closeness was real, yes, but not romantic. Not at the time. "It wrecked me," he says bitterly. "All that pain, all that confusion over a connection that may not have even existed the way I thought." It wasn't just the heartbreak that lingered for Goo Ja Wook. It was the question of who she became. The woman he fell in love with used to take joy in the smallest things, running through the rain, barefoot, reading the same book 5 times just to underline her favorite lines, making kimchi stew, even though she could barely cook. She was soft. That's the word. Not weak, just soft. She absorbed people's pain like a sponge. She cried during cartoons. She once apologized to a tree she bumped into. Goo says, with a nostalgic laugh, though his eyes don't smile. But the woman who emerged post, when the phone rings, was different. She walked differently, like she had something to prove with every step. Goo describes, she started talking about Cannes, about red carpets, international press tours. I was proud of her, I was, but it felt like she was building something and I wasn't part of the blueprint anymore. One moment seared into his memory at an award show. After the drama's success, Goo waited backstage to surprise her. She stepped out of her dressing room, dressed in a silver gown, like a queen arriving for her coronation. He called her name. She looked at me like she didn't recognize me. Not like she was ignoring me, worse. Like she was seeing a ghost from a past life she'd already buried. He didn't call her again. Goo's revelation has opened the floodgates not just for fans, but for insiders who'd been silent too. A stylist who worked with Chae Soo-bin during her transitional period reached out anonymously to Red Carpet, revealed with this bombshell. She used to second-guess herself, ask the makeup team if she looked too out there. But after working with Yoo Yeon-seok, she changed. She stopped asking. She decided, there's power in that. But it came with a wall no one could climb. Another former crew member shared a more disturbing detail. There was tension on set. Not romantic tension, psychological. Yoo wasn't flirtatious, but he had this way of pulling people toward him. She followed. Even when she didn't have lines in the scene, she stayed nearby, watching him like she was learning how to exist differently. Some speculated that Yoo Yeon-seok never intended to start anything beyond the screen. He was simply a catalyst, the spark that ignited something buried in Chae Soo-bin all along. But others believed differently, that there were unseen moments, private ones erased from cameras but etched in both their lives. As our investigation deepened, Red Carpet revealed obtained what may be the most shocking element, yet an unsent letter allegedly written by Chae Soo-bin and never delivered to Goo Ja Wook, dated 6 months after the end of When the Phone Rings. It was found discarded, unfolded in the trash of a hotel room she stayed in during filming. We share an excerpt below. While authenticity is still being verified, handwriting analysts say it matches her known samples. You loved a version of me that I couldn't hold on to. I tried, but that girl, the one who stayed silent and sweet, she was vanishing every time I looked in the mirror. I don't blame you for not understanding. I don't even blame you for waiting, but I couldn't stay small to make you feel seen. You were my anchor and I needed wings. I'm sorry I didn't know how to say goodbye. If true, the letter reveals a depth to Chae Soo-bin's struggle that even Goo may not have fully grasped, a quiet war between identity and expectation, between loyalty and liberation. To this day, neither Chae Soo-bin nor Yoo Yeon-seok has commented publicly on Goo's recent interview. Their silence is as loud as a shout, but Goo doesn't expect a response. He isn't telling his story to win her back or to stir controversy. When asked why he chose now, his answer is simple. Because the version of me that waited for her to come back died a long time ago. He leans back in the interview chair, suddenly calm. For the first time in over an hour, there's a sense of peace in the air. Fragile but real. Like a man who has walked barefoot through glass and is finally standing still.